friend of mine who actually runs the MM podcast page, the fan page, the official and only fan page of the Monday Morning Podcast, who gets exclusive. Whatever. You know what I do is I do the podcast now because I want to take this podcast to the next level. So what I do is I do the podcast, then I upload it and I send it to the dude who runs that page, and he puts all the fucking all the references up, all the YouTube videos and everything. Then we try to sync it where we both fucking put it on at the same time. Taking it to the next level. Totally lost my fucking train of thought here. Oh, that's right. He sent me this article. This is the classic, just dumbing down, just pussy way that we're running this country right now. There's people actually, I guess the nationwide, the National Spelling Bee is coming up, and everybody laughs at these kids who go up there. They're right at their fucking awkward years. You know what I mean? Where they have the nose of the adult and like the fucking teeth of a fucking 2-year-old, 12-year-old. So, they're having the National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. They celebrate these brainiac fucking kids that eventually will work for a corporation and without really knowing it will probably work on some device that will someday kill millions of people. In other words, the future. So, there's people actually there picketing the spelling bee. All right? I had to fucking read this to actually believe it, okay? It says, not all spellers headed for Washington, D.C. for the National Spelling Bee on June 1st through the 3rd think English spelling is a good thing that should be celebrated. With spectators and judges inside the Grand Hyatt Hotel, while spectators and judges inside the Grand Hyatt Hotel will be pondering the spellings of obscure words and admiring the efforts of contestants, outside on the streets, some members of the American Literacy Council and the Simplified Spelling Society, a.k.a. the SSS, will be trying to convince passerbys that the English spelling is a problem that needs fixing. Why are people so fucking dumb? Okay, now that's something, if you want to get support, Simplified Spelling Society, you don't go to the fucking nationwide spelling bee where the kids just learned how to spell fucking rheumatoid arthritis or whatever the fuck they're going to ask them. Can you use it in a sentence? Your grandmother has rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, that was mean. Rheumatoid arthritis. Isn't that 2 words? Why wouldn't you just go to a bar? You want to get names on that fucking petition? That's who you're doing it for. The dumb fucks. This is the point these people have. It said, like those inside, they may admire the efforts of the contestants, but they will have signs and sandwich boards with slogans such as, I'm through with through. In other words, THRU and THROUGH. I'm through with through. And enough is enough, spelt ENUF, and enough is too much, spelt ENOUGH. Their aim is to alert parents, educators, politicians, business people, and others concerned about the unacceptable level of illiteracy among English speakers, to the fact that a prime cause for this is English spelling. Do you get it? The reason why there's such a high level of illiteracy is not because we constantly cut funding to the public schools, not because spelling is something that's even fucking stressed by most people anymore. It's because the words are too difficult to spell. One of the picketers, this is hilarious and I can't even fucking read. I'm part of the problem. I might sign these people's petition. One of the picketers, at the ALC chair and the SSS member, Alan Mole from Boulder, Colorado, put it this way. Our odd spelling retains words like cough, bow, through, and though. This increases illiteracy and crime. Fix it, and you fix a host of problems. We want to fix it. So this guy's basically saying that the reason why there's serial killers, there's people holding up fucking McDonald's, there's purse snatchers, and all this type of shit is because cat is not spelled with a K. I mean, on one
side, I fucking respect this guy because he actually has a cause. He actually got off his couch and said, you know what, I'm going to do something about this. This is the reverse of what I was trying. Maybe that's why Let's Get Smart America bombed on my podcast. You know, you guys are waiting for this SSS guy to come in here. You know, I mean, not to be the classic person who goes, what's going to happen next? But what is going to happen next? 2 plus 2 is like 4, 5, 3. You know, as long as you're within 1, we'll give it to you. Round it off to the nearest right answer. Learn how to fucking spell, you lazy fucks. That's pathetic. And I also like how, too, like the illiteracy problem is, you know, that's the reason why there's fucking crime. You know, I bet those fucking bankers, you know, those bankers are literate and they're great at math. They're great at fucking math, where it always works out for them. The fucking cunts. They went to fucking Ivy League schools. Why did I taper off? Ivy League schools. Ivy League schools. They went to Ivy League fucking schools. They went to Brown. They went to Cornell. Wentworth. I don't know. That's one for you. That's some party fucking. You know something? You know what killed it? What killed it was cable. That's what really made people dumb. Cable and the internet. 800 fucking channels. You know what people used to do back in the day? They used to load up something called a station wagon. All right? First of all, everybody had like 5 fucking kids back in the day. All right? Which was a great thing to do. You know? Because you know a couple of them are going to be fuck-ups. Okay? And you can let it go. You can let it go. That's why parents who have only one kid are so fucking overprotective. Protective is because they went all in. World Series of Poker. They pushed all their chips in. This is their one fucking hope. That kid can't be a fucking serial killer. You have 7, 8 fucking kids. You know, one of them. You know, you can handle it. You can fucking handle it. If one of them's he's the black sheep, what are you going to do? You know, what the fuck are you going to do? I mean, the guy's transvestite and sometimes pyromaniac. Huh? Anybody remember that line? There, he met a transvestite and sometimes pyromaniac. The greatest line ever uttered on the fucking A&E channel, possibly in television history, when they were talking about this serial killer tandem. That's how they described one of the guys. One of the guys was just killing somebody on his own, and then he had to leave town because the heat was getting too high, and he went to a new town, hangs out in some shady bar, and that's where he meets his serial killer partner. You know, kind of like when Bill Gates met that other fucking nerd, and they made the first laptop. These 2 serial killers came together. And to describe his partner, that Bill Curtis guy goes, there, he met a transvestite and sometimes pyromaniac. Back in the day, people, we had station wagons. And there was a whole bunch of fucking kids. You didn't have to have a fucking spelling bee. Okay? You have a spelling bee because you only have one kid. And the kid can't compete against himself. You got to go with a bunch of other fucking kids. Back in the day, we had station wagons, and they were full of fucking kids. All right? And you drove somewhere. And on the way there, you know, you listened to Mitch Miller. Up a lazy river on the old mill run. Right? And you said shit like, your parents would quiz you. What are Ivy League schools? Name the capitals of states. You know, that's what the fuck you did. And you stopped in a rest area. And your dad sent you in there by yourself. There was no problem. There was no worries. And you walked in there. And some guy exposes himself to you. You didn't know how to deal with it. You buried it. You got back in the fucking car. Next thing you know, you're at a Dairy Queen. Sort of enjoying the ice cream, but sort of not. That's when America was intelligent. Back when we used to have like 5, 6 kids, and you threw them in a fucking station wagon, and then you quizzed them as you drove to some poor excuse for a tourist attraction. You know, you go out to go look at fucking Wild Bill Cody's fucking log cabin. You know,
Your dad be sitting there seething with anger. Left arm all sunburned from having it hanging out the side fucking window. The rest of him ghost white. And that was it. Spelling test, quizzes, and Dairy Queen. Somewhere along the line, it became OMG, laughing my fucking ass off, all this abbreviation. These people want to turn it into that. Fuck that. Man up, you pussies. Learn how to spell goddamn words. I did it for a month. I'm a better speller because it. I'm not. I've already forgot. I finally conquered the word restaurant, though. Forever, I couldn't remember where the U went. It's rest and then A-U-R-A-N-T. I couldn't remember if the U came, which A the U came after. Is it restaurant or restaurant? Restaurant. It's a restaurant. These fucking people would spell it R-E-S-T-R-A-N-T. Restaurant. No. That would still be fucked up. How do you spell rant, douche? You know, that's restaurant. How do I spell that phonetically? R-E-S-T-O-N-T? No. R-E-S-T-R-O-N-T. Restaurant. Let's go to the fucking restaurant. I like how I'm getting so worked up like these guys are actually going to succeed. You know, it's like listening to people down the South when they talk about the South going to rise again. Is it? Are you going to secede from the Union? How did that work out the first time? Wow, look at me. What is wrong with me?